Hi girls, so we have been seeing this topic innovations in banking sector or recent developments in banking sector, and to continue with the same, the next topic that we are going to see is electronic fund transfer. Yes, electronic fund transfer is yet another recent developments in the banking sector, and this is one advantageous method to transfer funds from one account to another account easily, that is via the usage of technology. Now, electronic fund transfer is nothing but it's a process or a method in which you can electronically transfer money from one account to another account, either with a single financial institution or across multiple financial institutions. That is, you can send from one account to another account within one particular bank, or you can send across funds from one bank to another bank. Okay, that is customers belonging to other bank. So this is completely via computer based systems without any kind of direct interaction or intervention of the bank staff. Okay, so now we will see the parties who are involved in this particular electronic fund transfer. So the first one will be the sending bank. Okay, so the bank which is sending the funds on behalf of its customer will be the sending bank. On the other hand, you have the receiving bank. To whichever bank that you are sending the fund will become the receiving bank. At the whichever bank at the receiving end will be called as the receiving bank. And then you have the Eft Center, which basically makes note of the transaction and provides certain acknowledgements and records the transaction of transfer from one account to another account. Then you have the service branch, the sending service branch, of course, the bank which sends the funds, and then the receiving service branch, that is the bank which is receiving the funds. So apart from that, you have the two account holders, one is a sender, another one is the receiver. So these are the parties who are involved in the electronic fund transfer. So as I told earlier, electronic fund transfer is nothing but transfer of money from one account to another account, either within a single institution or across multiple institutions or banks, and it's completely computer based. Okay, there is no any kind of direct intervention of the bank staff, or there is no any kind of physical involvement of anybody in this, be it the sender or the receiver. All right, so now let's see the steps that which is involved in this RTGS. Okay, so first thing that you have to do is you have to submit an application form. Okay, you have to submit an application form to the bank, that is wherever you hold an account, which will be called as a sending bank. If you want to send money across the like from one bank to another bank, or from within the bank from one account to another account. All right, so as soon as you give the application, okay, you have to make a mention of the details, like what is the amount that you want to transfer, okay, and how much your account should be debited with, and who is the beneficiary to whom you are going to transfer, and things like that. And the next step is there shouldn't be any kind of conditions that which is attached to the electronic fund transfer. I've always told you that no conditions should be attached. If conditions are attached, it will not be called as a valid transaction. Therefore, it should be unconditional, and it should be done as per the agreement. Whatever be the rules, regulations, the essentials that is made a mention in the agreement, you should see to it that you stick on to that particular rules and regulations, whatever is made a mention in the agreement. And then talking about the upper limit. The upper limit is at the discretion of the bank, girls. As of now, there is no upper limit fixed as such. Okay, you can transfer any amount, but it could be at the discretion of the bank, because bank should also have that much of amount at its disposal. So you should inform the bank well in advance, and whatever is the limit fixed by them will be the upper limit for this RTGS. and then there will be a receipt that will be issued by the sending bank after accepting the payment. Okay, after you have given the payment order and once it is accepted, they will be giving you the receipt in which the date will be indicated as to when the fund will be transferred or when the fund transfer will take place from one account to another account. Then after that, it can be a single payment instruction, or sometimes even it can be payments that which may be made in parts. That is, you can say, like for example, 5 lakhs at once to be transferred, or rather you can give also part payments, that is first 2.5 lakhs and after a particular date another 2.5 lakhs. So like this you can either have one single payment or part payments as well. Then if the funds are not available for disposal in the account, the transfer can be cancelled by the bank. That is, if you are giving an application, an RTGS application for rupees 5 lakhs, while that 5 lakhs is not in your account, if the fund is not sufficient, then obviously the banker will cancel the RTGS. Okay, he will cancel the transfer if there is no enough funds available in the customer's account. And there will also be a cut-off time that will be given by the bank, that is within how many days they will transfer the fund from your account to somebody else's account. That's called as cut-off time. Okay, so this EFT data file will be prepared and sent to the nodal department. So what is this nodal department? It is nothing but an office, okay, so which acts as an interface between the subscriber and the central record keeping agency. So they will maintain acknowledgements. I told you there will be an EFT office also. So that is nothing but this department, which will also give away acknowledgements that a particular transfer has taken place from one account to another account. Now if you want to, you can also keep the transaction underplayed by keeping the transaction within the branch, that is at the branch level itself, without involving the nodal department as such, right? And then on the set date, the amount will be transferred from one account to another account by debiting the account of the sender and crediting the account of the receiver. So these are the steps involved, girls, basically in the transfer of money from one account to another account. Now talking about the advantages. Okay, so first one, it is very easy and convenient method. Obviously there is no any physical involvement as such, there is no interaction of any staff or the customers, the clients, nobody. It's very easy. You can just, with a click of a button and giving away the application online, you can make arrangements for electronic fund transfer. It's very fast and secure as well. Okay, so not only it is fast, but it's also secure, it's more safe. So you need not worry about the safety part of it. It is very secure. You can very comfortably send funds over RTGS. Then it is also efficient and it's less expensive than that of paper checks. Whatever loopholes that a physical transfer has got, the RTGS transfer will not have. So that's why it is much efficient when compared to the physical transfer of funds. Apart from that, it's also less expensive. Okay, so like whatever cost you spending on the check or paper, when you compare it with that, the expense is less for RTGS. Talking about the disadvantages, if you make mistakes or if the sending branch makes a mistake with regards to the account number, it's going to be very risky. Okay, so account number of both the sender as well as the receiver is very, very important. It needs to be very accurate. So if the bank makes mistake on it, it will be a big blunder. And once an amount is transferred, the bank cannot reverse the transaction. So these are certain disadvantages as far as the RTGS is concerned. Now let us see magnetic ink character recognition, that is MICR. Yet another banking innovation. Okay, so this is basically a technology that which is used primarily to identify and process checks. Okay, so it is basically done on the check. It is a string of characters that will appear on the bottom left of the check. So you can see here. So this is what is the MICR, magnetic ink character recognition. These are some characters which you will see here at the bottom left of the check. So this magnetic ink character recognition can identify and decode the characters, that which is printed with a special ink, and that ink contains some magnetic materials. So this particular code, okay, which is where I mentioned, can be only machine readable. Okay, so this is there is also special printing font that which will represent this particular character. Okay, so it is composed of some kind of vertical bars. And if you ask me what is the purpose of this magnetic ink character recognition, it is all about safety and security. And the purpose of this technology is to verify the legitimacy or originality of the checks. Or this also is not only used in checks, but it's also used on other paper documents. Okay, so this MICR code basically is to check on the legitimacy, that is legality, okay, legally acceptance, validity, and the originality of the check. So these days they even duplicate currencies, isn't it? So like that you can duplicate checks and do things like that. But this MICR code is something which cannot be done and on duplication, and so therefore this is something which is very, very important. So this particular magnetic character recognition, ink character recognition, is a method, or it is a technology, okay, so which is used to identify and to process the checks. So that is about MICR. Now talking about RTGS. So what is RTGS? RTGS is nothing but real-time gross settlement. So what is it called as? Real-time gross settlement. So it can be explained as a system where there is continuous and real-time settlement of funds, okay, transferred individually or transaction by transaction basis. That is, RTGS is yet another money transfer method, just like how we had seen now EFT, electronic fund transfer. Like that, RTGS is also another money transfer method. So it is also a money transfer method, and in this method the money is transferred from one account to another in real time without any delay. So the only difference for you all between an RTGS and EFT is EFT will take some time for the funds to be transferred, while RTGS is something which will happen immediately. So we had seen in EFT that there will be a time limit specified within which the amount will be transferred, like few days, 5 days, 10 days, like that. But in RTGS it is something which will happen in real time without any delay. Alright, so you can transfer maximum up to rupees 50 lakhs, but again at the discretion of the bank there will be a limit fixed per day. Okay, so currently per day is 10 lakhs transfer from one account to another account. Maximum you can transfer up to 50 lakhs. Okay, so then you can transfer the funds through RTGS under normal circumstances immediately if there is no any kind of unusual circumstance. Okay, if the circumstance is completely normal, then you can transfer the funds immediately. That is, the beneficiary bank is expected to receive the funds in real time as soon as the fund is transferred by the sending bank. That is, you can receive the funds, let us say, within 30 minutes. Yes, so within 30 minutes immediately you will receive. So maximum of 30 minutes you will be able to receive the RTGS. So if you ask me what are the details that you should be furnishing to a bank to do RTGS, to send an RTGS, is first one, you have to write or give the intimation about the amount that has to be remitted. Then you should give the customer's account number. That is your own account number, whoever is sending the amount. It has to be clearly given. And then you should make a mention of the beneficiary bank, the name of the beneficiary bank. And also you should make a mention of the beneficiary customer, to which bank, to which account, and to which customer you are sending. Account number of that particular receiver also should be given. Then sender to receiver information, if at all anything you want to add on, like for example, if you have to say the payment is made towards this particular trade contract, or the payment is made towards a particular a reason. So anything as such, any information you can add it on. And IFSC number of the receiving bank should be given. So this IFSC code happens to be important. It might differ from one bank to another bank, and this is nothing but some identification numbers which is given, and that is only called as IFSC code, and that has to be made a mention. It might also differ from one branch to another branch of the bank. So all this needs to be made a mention in the RTGS details, and like I said, it is a real-time cross settlement of funds where you can transfer the funds right away from one account to another account. So it's very advantageous, and you can make use of this facility in order to make payments immediately. So that's about RTGS, girls. I'll catch up with you all in another video explaining few more methods. Thank you.